All right, here we go. I think we've got action now. Take two on the world's most exciting classroom. My name is Joe Grabowski. I'll be your host for today. We had a little technical issues with the sound, but I think we are up and running now. So we'll just reboot things. We are live from the African Penguin and Seabird Sanctuary in Gansbaai. We are hanging out with the team at Marine Dynamics Shark and Whale Tours. If you've been with us the last few days, you know that we have been live in the field. We were out on Dyer Island, the South African penguins. We were on Slashfin. We did a live shark cage dive. Yesterday, we went on a little Easter egg hunt of sorts along the beach, collecting shark eggs to learn about the numbers of sharks, how successful the eggs were at hatching. And then today, we're going to spend a little time at the African Penguin and Seabird Sanctuary in Gansbaai. And we're going to learn a little bit about the work they do here, how they're protecting, rehabilitating, releasing the penguins back into the wild, and then we're going to get to see a little bit of the feeding. So I'm really excited that we have Anne-Marie joining us today. She is a vet at the African Penguin and Seabird Sanctuary. I'm going to flip my camera around so we get to see her nice and front and center. Here we go. You should see her now. Beautiful. Good morning, Anne-Marie. Take two. How you doing?
Morning. I'm doing well.
Excellent. Well, it's so great to have you here live with us today. I think the best place to start is you can introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Right. Yes, I'm a veterinarian of about 28 years standing, and I'm veterinarian at the African Penguin and Seabird Sanctuary, and we also have a normal dog and cat clinic in the town of Gansbaai.
All right. So there is no typical day for you, but try and maybe tell us a little bit about some of the work that you do here at the sanctuary.
I normally come in at 8 o'clock in the morning every day, and for the feeding of the penguins, and I observe the penguins to see if there are any sort of penguins that look a bit under the weather, and then I will examine them and treat them accordingly. And then we regularly get injured penguins. We get penguins that were bitten by seals, possibly a shark sometimes, or penguins that was maybe hit by a boat or injured against the rocks in rough seas. We would see quite horrific bite wounds, or we would see broken flippers and broken legs, which we would then try and treat and get them, back to sea again.
All right. And then tell me a little bit about when the penguins come in. Do you actually go out in the field or do you do most of your work with the penguins here at the facility?
I do most of my work here at the facility. I'm not really, going out in the field much.
All right. And then, when you were studying to become a vet, was this your plan to be working with wildlife like penguins, or did you kind of fall into this kind of work?
No, I fell into this work. I'm a normal dog and cat vet, and I've been working with dog and cats for the past 25 years. And when I moved to Gansbaai, I got the opportunity to work with the penguins. So I had to learn a bit about penguin medicine, which is very much the same as dog and cats. We use the same antibiotics and the same medication, just the doses differ considerably. Penguins actually need much higher doses than most of the dogs and cats. Yes, but other than that, the medicine is quite similar.
All right. And then your patients. I know they can be quite tough, the penguins. They don't always understand that help is coming. So what's it like to handle and work with the African penguins?
They are incredibly strong. You will not believe that little 3-kilogram body can do an immense amount of damage to your fingers and your arms. They are quite vicious, but they're also quite tough. They can survive very bad injuries where a normal dog or a cat would die of shock. The penguins actually survive these wounds, and they're incredible little animals.
All right. Well, last question before we let you go, because I know you've got some work to do. The best part of your job. What do you love about this?
Okay, the good part is, letting a penguin that you've rehabilitated free in nature and seeing it go. But I must say, what I enjoy most, if you see a little penguin waddle every morning, you can't help but smiling. Your day is made.
All right. Anne-Marie, thank you so much for starting us off today. Again, you're doing incredible work here, and it's so great to share a little bit of that with students tuning in.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. Good luck with the rest of your day. All right. Let's head outside now to the pools. Here we go. And we are going to get to spend a little time with the penguins for some feeding. We've got Kalani here. How you doing, Kalani?
I'm good. I'm good. And you?
Good, good. Let's get you to come over and introduce yourself.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear.
Okay. Um, my name is Polani Lao. So I'm a penguin rehabilitator. So I've been here for 10 years. Together with Mervin. Because I'm mentioning because these are his babies. Then. So yeah. So first time they deal with me, and then as they get well, and then he will look after them up until the day he decide when they have to be released, which is you must check the waterproofing, and we still have two gloves, which is now you need a person who really you can trust to handle those penguins because
Yeah.
they bite really sore, and you have no room to upset anyone that you work with because they will get you one day when it comes to blood on the face.
Yeah.
So we work as a family.
So I think your hands probably bear some of those reminders of the penguins when they get.
Yeah, at least with the adult penguins, they warn you before they bite you.
Okay.
But if you keep on ignoring all of those things, then you'll pay. So
Yeah.
yeah, they different from the babies. The babies they bite you for no reason.
Yeah.
Helping them, they still bite you. It's like they don't know the difference between the fish and your hands.
Yeah.
So whatever I move in front of them, they go for it. Yeah.
All right. Well, if it's okay with you, can we talk a little bit about the penguins here? Can you tell us a little bit about the South African penguins?
Okay, these are African penguins, which is you find them between Namibia and Port Elizabeth. Mostly they are on the colonies, and then here in South Africa we have two land-based colonies, which is Boulders Beach and Betty's Bay.
Yep.
And there's another one that they also now trying to bring it back or establish. It's at the Wood. There used to be penguin colony before, but the penguin abandoned the area because of the wild animals. But at least now trying to bring it back and secure the area. So these penguins, they all come from Dyer Island. Most of these that we have here, it's like 8 kilometers from Glenby Harbor.
Yep.
And that's our aim now is to focus on the adult penguins because they are breeding already, and we have to protect those. Yes, we still look after the chicks because chicks are when are being abandoned. We have to raise them, but it will take almost 4 years before they start breeding.
Yeah.
So if we have a couple and then you lose one penguin, then that means the other one must leave, wait 3 to 4 years before you get a new partner. So it's very important to protect the adults here.
Yeah. And thank you so much for reminding me that it's African penguins. In Canada, we often call them South African penguins, but they're not just in South Africa. You can find them in Namibia,
in Namibia.
as well. And then I want to talk about our friend over here who is clearly not an African penguin.
Oh, the last 4 years, we started getting these penguins walking out in our shores, and they come from like 2,000 kilometers away from Africa. But hey, he's biting me this naughty. Okay, so what happened now is that we keep him separate from the other penguins, and the reason that he's here now is because he had a dog bite wound on his flipper. So we couldn't just leave him there. So we tried to bring him in, and then he's been on antibiotics, and then we've done blood on him just to see if he's does not have any parasites that sometimes they do get even malaria from mosquitoes. So that's one thing that we are scared of. So we have to do blood here from day one. And then if he's fine, and then he'll go on chloroquine and Pevec for 5 days before he step outside or we leave him in the swimming pool so he can enjoy his own swimming pool. And the African penguins, they have their own swimming pool on the other side. So
Okay.
soon we are going to release him now. That means it's going to be a 8 hour trip. So it's 4 hours south just to get the right current to release him on, and then 4 hours back. And unfortunately, I cannot be on that trip because I get seasick like crazy. So
That would be a long trip to be seasick on. Absolutely.
yeah, it happens before I was on board, and then I told myself I would never ever again. Okay, but soon, Wilfred Sugar will organize because he's got the boat that can go out.
Yeah.
So last time Eni was a skipper, Eni Otto. So here we go. And I think Sandra, she's our biologist. She will also be on board because she loves pets. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so there we go. A rock hopper, not normally found here, but do you think it's maybe sickness or it gets caught in the wrong current or a storm that kind of pulls them to these shores?
There's a lot happening with the climate changing.
Mm.
So it's like I said, it's been 4 years now we're getting these beds, and then you get these some of the like elephant seals around in the area. And there was also a macaroni penguin outside Houston, which is again that's also one of the birds that we don't get them in Africa.
Yep.
And few years back, we had also king penguins washing up in the area. So climate changing is playing a big role in confusing all the species there.
Yep.
But yeah, I think also being caught in a wrong current that can also happen. Yeah. So as long as we keep them safe, protect them from the people, and then when they're ready to go, then we can just release them back. Yeah.
So I'm noticing looking at the African penguin, they have little tags on their flippers. What are those tags about?
Okay, here we work with volunteers most of the time. So they have to be able to identify the birds, especially when it's feeding time. And but if you stay here or work with us for a week here, you will be able to identify these penguins because they have all different characters.
Yep.
So from a distance, we can tell who's who because here we have few blind penguin. You can spot them from a distance. We have few notice, which is their favorite spot. And wherever they're standing, they always start trouble. Then that means now I'm talking about Stella and Andrew. Andrew is a girl, Stella is a boy. And Stella is the one that spiked me now. No.
Yeah, I saw the sneaky
Yeah.
little. I think we've delayed their feeding, so I think they're probably getting
No,
pretty hungry.
not really, but Stella is like that. Yeah, Stella, if you're not paying attention, she always remind you, you know what? Yeah, I'm here to eat, so you better feed me.
Huh.
But she does not take fish from the hand like the other penguins. So we have to help her on the table. She will still fight you again. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's very difficult with this one. Yeah.
All right. Well, we have delayed their food. So what do you think? Should we get some fish into these?
Yeah,
Penguins?
I think so. They will be really excited then. Yeah. So especially
Yeah, I can see.
my friend that always
They're waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Mervin and Dean
Yeah.
to bring the fish.
Let's get Mervin to come and say hi.
Okay, Mervin. Yeah, you can bring the fish now. Yes. Okay, sure.
Hey, Mervin, how are you?
Thanks itself.
Great. Thanks for being here with us today. Mervin, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do here at the sanctuary?
Okay, I'm a bird rehabilitator. So as Orlando said that when the guys come in, so he'll look after them, get them strong inside the hospital, he'll move them outside to me, and then I'll look after them up until the day they get released. Yes, and then we'll make a decision together that they are ready to go back again. Yes. So,
All right. Great. And I see that the buffet has come out as well. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're feeding them today?
That's okay. Okay, this is sardine.
Yep.
And they are specializing on this fish. I think all the fish oil that they get from this one. And again, they're very picky about the food. So they always want grade one fish.
Yeah.
So that kind of now force us now when you go and buy fish, ask, can you open the box? Want to see if the fish is broken? We don't even take
No, they like the whole one.
because we know these penguins, it's just going to be a waste of time.
Yeah.
And fish because they just look at us as if like, you guys did you see this fish, and then they walk away from us.
All right.
So they're very picky.
And then-
It's more like a 5-star hotel for them. So
Very good.
free fish, free medication, free vet visits.
All inclusive.
Yeah. If it's really cold like today, we have Scruffy that is got the very funny feathers.
Yep.
So we have to be careful to swim him because his feathers are more like cotton wool.
Right.
And then we have to take him back inside, put him under infrared light. He get hot water bottle
Warm up.
just to keep him warm. Yes.
And so will Scruffy have a molt and get those feathers back?
He came with an infected. There was an infection on his feet, and
Yep.
also was completely blind. That's an infection on his eyes. So we've cleaned that, but he started molting when he from being a chick to a blue, and then the feathers come out very bad.
Yeah.
But you can see now on his head, so there's almost nothing. So he's almost like 6 month old now. He's not even 1 year old.
Yeah.
So him, we're still not even thinking of releasing him like that
Sure.
up until his feathers come right.
Okay.
But if it happens that they stay like that, then that means he's gonna join our permanent residence. So we have one that is completely blind here. Her name is Sending Win. She is completely blind and she is the oldest lady in this center. She's 14 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
So luckily, she got a transponder. So when we scan and then we find out that she was released in Cape Town or hand raised in Cape Town, and then got injured. And then when we found her 7 years ago, so yeah, she's still here with us.
Okay. Well, let's not keep them waiting too much longer because they're definitely lined up and ready to go.
You can feed them.
And just let me know if I'm too close or anything like that.
This side,
Yeah?
it's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna watch my elbow because I saw what happened when you were.
Still up here. You'll see they getting vitamins every day.
Yep.
Different multivitamin, thiamine, and Bico. So it's like they playing rugby. All of them want to feed at the same time.
Yeah.
But one thing about that, they will never when they bite you, they draw blood. But when they do that, they just nibble your fingers. That's all. They don't do anything.
More gentle with the feeding.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just focus on the fish. That's all. So you see now, there's a juvenile one next to the one that is eating. That is Carlos that is eating now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then AP15, we call him Mossel Bay. That's the penguin from Mossel Bay.
Okay.
Yeah. So the releasable beds, they don't get names, and the permanent
But
beds,
the residents
get
do.
names. Yes.
Yeah.
So the names are from the people who found them, or the people were volunteers here before, and then it happened that I keep on forgetting their name, and then we just name the penguin after you.
Gotcha. Yeah. Down the hatch. Very cool. And so I see you've got the paperwork. So you're keeping track of who's getting the right
Yeah.
vitamins, the right medications.
Yes.
How much is each bird going to get today?
It
To start.
depends how hungry is that penguin, but at least 5, 6. But come summer when they have to molt, and then that goes to 10, 12 fish
Yeah.
a feed. So that's almost like 22 fish a day. That is
Wow.
Charlie that is feeding now, and he's got a hunchback. He started by getting the Stella.
Stella's a real,
Stella is
really involved on the whole process.
He had a lung infection at the beginning, and then we treated that, and then slowly started developing this hunchback. So that means he's also now one of the permanent penguins.
One of the permanent residents. Yeah.
So Stella does not take fish from the hands, so we
Okay.
have to help her on the table.
Yeah.
But her action, she's like, you know what, you guys keep on ignoring me, not giving me fish. So we know that we have to catch it. Okay, careful. Is that Andrew? Yeah. Okay. Andrew's also been here for 7 years. Andrew is a girl. She's came with a seal bite wound on the shoulder, and then when they grab this thing, they shake it.
Yep.
So the shoulder dislocated. So when it healed, the joint fused. So now that really affects his swimming speed.
Okay.
So now he's only using one flipper in the water. So that's one of the reasons why we decided to keep him here.
And he needs a little extra help feeding too.
Yeah,
Like,
he does not take fish from like the other penguins from the hand.
Yeah.
And also that's a penguin that we know every afternoon, Stella and Andrew, you better chase them out before you start feeding, because they keep on attacking all the other penguins are taking fish from us.
right.
So they are not. Yeah, you see now, he just turn around and
Yeah.
They're really naughty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the food I wanted, but I'm going to give you a little something on the way.
That is why we said taming them is not very easy.
Yeah.
So like they've been here for 7 years now, but still, if they've got a chance, they will really bite you.
Yeah. No, I'm getting a good close look at the beaks right now, and you
Yeah.
can see.
That
Yeah.
hook in front, you can see that's where the danger is. So Stella came in as a baby from the island, and then she was picked. Her eyes were picked up by the seagulls, kelp gulls, so big, black and white. So now that also affects now the vision. So that is why now she is with us. We made a decision, you know what, she will never be able to survive out there.
Yeah.
Even when we catch her, we approach her on the side where there's no eye. So we just pick her up. Yeah. So, but with these flying penguins, we try to get them used to the voice to say that that's Stella. Yeah. They always want to take that opportunity to bite you, even though you feed them.
Biting the hand that feeds,
That
absolutely.
really does not work here.
No,
Those
no.
these penguins just.
Well, they figured out they're still going to get fed anyways, and they can still get the bite in.
So you see now how the are now holding it? You
Yeah.
must make sure you've got control of that head.
Yeah.
Because if they turn around, yeah, they might get you on your face.
Yeah.
They might
No, that would
yeah.
not be good.
Yeah.
No.
So most of these on this second pen
Yeah.
have to be fed on the table. That's the blind one, Sandy, completely blind.
Mhm.
So you see we've got those blue socks, light blue socks.
Yep.
It's because sometimes they get really lazy. They don't swim. They don't walk around. They stand still, and they start developing the lesions under the feet. We call it bamboo foot.
Okay.
So now to help them to or stop that from getting worse, we have to put soft cushions underneath and then bandage them. And then maybe every 3 days, Dr. Anna will change the bandages. And forcing them to swim at least 3 times a day, 15 minutes, that also helped it
Okay.
for blood circulation.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we have a nice little roof here because it just started to rain a little bit out there. And then I can see they've got their nice little houses out there.
Yeah.
For afterwards, a little swimming pool.
Those houses you see, that's what we try to show people that comes in here. That's the house we deployed to the colonies.
Yep.
Which is Dean that is just putting the penguin down there and Enver. They are the ones who build these houses right here on site. And then we have to deploy them on all the colonies. We've done Namibia already. We've sent 100 there. And then we've got 100 at Boulders Beach. And then we've sent, I think, about 78 at Betty's Bay. And then now we're going to focus on Daya Island. Daya Island and Bed Island in Eastern Cape, they have more than, I think, 600 penguin houses. Daya Island, we are on 560. But now with the new houses that we don't have to paint, we don't have to worry about like cleaning and then put the rubber paint just to protect them from the water though.
Yeah.
So these are very hard. It's ceramic and cement base. And then build them and then deploy and then don't have to worry about them getting damaged because they are rock solid.
There we go. An efficient little process getting these
Yeah.
guys fed.
This one is half blind. Maybe just pick it up. Number 16. He was injured. So whatever got him, the wound just went across the eye there.
Right.
And then he had also a tiny wound on his chin. So he's still very aggressive. He's 1 year old. So slowly, gentle handling with him, then that's the way to go.
Can they, we've seen quite a few eye injuries with maybe an injury in one eye. Are they releasable, or if one eye is injured, it's just not?
One eye injured there, especially now with the predation from the birds.
Yeah.
And also chasing after sardine. That's why I said
Just
we
can't
make a call
do it.
that
Yeah.
there's no way that they will survive in the wild.
Yeah.
Especially if it happens when they're still young before they've been out at sea.
Yeah.
But this one, it happens like on the island. But now here, when we sit and observe him, that he always run into the wall because he's not used. This is a new injury now, so he's very stressed. So again, like cases like this, we have to make the call. So sometimes we just push everything towards the vet side, so she must make the call, not us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of, there's some birds that have to stay, but there are lots of times where you can rehabilitate and then release them back into the wild. Can you tell us a little bit about what that process is like?
Okay, each and every penguin that has been sent to us from the island, or we pick it up in the area or Amanas, we try to keep them not longer than 3 weeks here if they are not injured. So 3 weeks, pick in, pick out. But some of them came with symbiote wounds. Sometimes those wounds takes about 3 months to heal. And we just make sure they are on antibiotics, and then we clean the wound every evening. put ointment, and then in the morning, because of I have to swim during the day, we don't put ointment, just get him his medication. But in the evening, that penguin must go back inside in a crate, and then with the ointment, just to make sure the wound is clean. Because if we let them outside, when they lie down at night, there's lots of small rocks and shells there. We don't want that to get stuck on the wound. So, and then 3 months later, the penguins ready to be released. We microchipped all of them.
Yep.
And then we keep all the records, and then we will release the penguin. But we used to do a beach release, but now we have to take them back and release them on Daya Island, or release them off the boat, like a dream catcher. They'll get close to the island, and then the crew will release off the boat. But whatever happens, we have to make sure Melvin, me, or Dr. Anna must be on board.
Yep.
But we have also our crew members that have been here for years, which is we really trust them. We can give our opinions to Sandra, and then we can give our opinions to Kira on board, and then they know what to do with it. Yeah, like I said, sometimes I get seasick, so sometimes it's very easy for me to get on that boat and to listen to people.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But as long as the boat moving is fine.
And why did you have to switch from the beach? Were they just ending up back on the beach in the same spot?
Sometimes it's very stressful when it comes to do beach release, because sometimes we used to advertise, and then there's a lot of people
Right.
that they don't listen what we tell them, because when we release, we want everyone to be quiet. And when you get them out of the box, they're not gonna run straight in the water. Some of them they need like at least 5 minutes. We're saying it's like they're getting their GPS ready, so maybe they've been here for too long, like I said, for months.
Yep.
So just give them time. But when they decide to go, they all jump in the water. Sometimes you get people, they stand right in front of the penguins where they have to go out. So keep on telling people the same thing all the time. So and then you find out it's very easy, not stressful for us and the birds.
Sure.
There is a small boat we use, Happy Feet, about 4.5 meters.
I had a ride on Happy Feet out
Yeah.
to the island the other day.
Yeah. So yeah, that boat really helped us a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's easy to get to the island, like 15 minutes. Release them there. We have Luana on the island. We have 3 rangers with him. They just make sure everything's ready, and then release them there without stressful.
Yeah.
Some of them are lazy. You release them, and then 30 minutes later, after you left, and you get a call, the penguin is back where
Is
we live.
back. Oh, okay.
So, like I said, there's 5-star hotel. They don't want to leave this place.
Yep.
So now we make sure they are back in the wild. Okay, this is Gimba. Gimba is one of the slow recovering penguins. So you see how Mervin's helping him to take fish.
Yep.
And then you put him in the water, and then we used to help him out again, just to get out of the swimming pool. Or she couldn't swim the whole night, or the whole day. So day like today it's raining. You can see the feathers are very old, like they're very short.
Yep.
So we have to look after this penguin. So if it's raining, that means she must come inside tonight, or we place her under the roof where it's not gonna get wet from the.
Stay warm and protected a little bit. Yeah.
So it's lucky she got 4 now, ne? 5. Normally she
Ooh.
must go on diet.
There goes some of our friends.
Okay, so now those are going for swim. I don't know if you want to get close.
Yeah, let's
see.
absolutely, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So is this swim just to get some of the fish oil off of there? Yeah. They need a little encouragement to go to the pool.
Come on, go straight. The thing is that fish blood is got fish oil, and that's very bad for the feathers.
Right.
Yeah, be careful, it gets slippery. So it's very important for them to wash off that fish blood, so that we don't have to wash them with full of oil. Okay, Mona. That's Mona shouting outside.
So you have a couple injured gulls as well?
2 with 1 wing, amputated wings, and then 2 is actually releasable. So I think we're gonna send them to Luando.
Yep.
And the box of fish, so they can feed them there for a few days, so they forgot about us.
Sure.
Yeah, that was my plan. So now you find out he knows them. I want them to get stuck with them on the island
Yeah.
because here they're terrorizing the volunteers. If you keep on ignoring them, they start shouting. They might start pulling your hair also. Then so they're very demanding.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about, people coming to the beach to watch the releases.
Yeah.
Now they have good intentions, right? Everybody loves penguins. They don't want to see the penguins hurt, but part of it is just education. So is that part of the program here as well?
Yes, luckily you asked that question. We have school. We have a program. We call it Deep Kids, and then we approach all the primary schools in the area, and then we ask at least from grade 5 up to grade 7, and we just communicate with the principal if they can borrow us those kids. Like we used to select the, I'll say like maybe the slow learners, and then help them to get that self confidence, then learn how to read a book. And then they have to do presentation in front of the key of their friends. And then from there they go in front of the class, and then we invite the principal and the other teachers so that they do that confidence. Present like presentation about sharks, whales, penguins, dolphins, and seals. So each child will decide which one they want to do, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, no. You're a working guy.
that is keeping us busy. And then, yeah. So I think the main focus, yeah, we have to focus on the kids.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that is why we approach the schools. And also, we don't ask entry fee when we come to our center, because the aim is to educate each and every person that walks in here about the penguins and how serious it is, like they are critically endangered.
Hmm.
So what you see from the TV at Boulders, Petrus Bay, that's not even 1% of the population.
Yep.
So we've lost 99% already. Yeah. So if I walk away, they'll get out. So that's why I have to
You
stay.
have to be kind of the guardian to the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 2.5 meters deep, the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Just to, like I said, they have
Let them go under, work those flippers. Yep.
yeah,
Build those muscles.
Yeah, and then so that we can tell when they are really waterproof.
Yep.
And then we cut off the threads, and then they get microchip on the left hip. Then off they go.
Okay. So I've got one more question for you before we sign off for today. And that is, if people want to support the work that's happening here,
Yes.
the education work, the rehabilitation, the residents that have to stay here, how could people support the work here at the African Penguin and Seabird Sanctuary?
Okay, we have the website that people can scan. We've got scanner inside, and people that come in and support, like buying coffee, cakes, and then also we're selling penguin houses, and then we also have the booster block, which is now you pay 1,500, and then your name will be displayed in front here at the entrance. And again, going for shark cage diving, whale watch also help us a lot, because if we run out of fish here, we go straight to marine dynamics, and then they cannot say no. We
Yeah.
need 100 boxes of fish. So
Right.
it's very important. Come and do all of that with us. That's it.
Okay. Well, there we go. Visit the website and come here. Coming here in person and actually getting to see the facility, get out onto the water, see the penguins in the wild. Yeah, what an amazing experience. The education work is so important. And yeah, Kalani, it was such a pleasure to be able to be here and to see the facility, to meet some of the team, and get a chance to see these beautiful endangered penguins up close.
Yeah, critically endangered now. So yeah.
Okay, I'm going to switch the camera view around one more time here. There we go. You should see me now. Perfect. All right. Well, a big shout out to everybody tuning in. Thank you so much for being here with us today. To all the classrooms on the other side of the world who will wake up and see this event, thank you for tuning in. Do explore a little bit further, visit the website, learn a little bit more. And yeah, it could be a really cool thing for your classes to adopt a penguin, make a donation for a penguin house that will go out on Dyer Island. It's the cheapest property that you can buy.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, everyone, for tuning into this world's most exciting classroom event. And keep your eye on this channel because we might pop up live a couple more times over the next day or two. Thanks, everyone, and we're going to sign off for now.